Hello everyone, this is DimensionSlip presenting to you AC Radio at www.abyssalchronicles.com, where Tales is our life. This episode is for Thursday, May 30th, and today I'm joined here by AC owner Abby, and I will
Hello.
be and
Sorry.
we'll be talking about our speculations for Tales of Festival 2019.
Woo!
Also, I hope y'all like my impression of Rich. Anyway,
Oh, we miss Richard already.
yeah, it's so different without him, but we'll manage. Anyway, so this Tales of Festival seems to be shaping up to be interesting in the sense of there hasn't been any information on the new mothership title that was teased last Tales Fest. Like the 1 2 second trailer they threw at us and no information until now, so
Take note, it was like at the very end of the festival too. Like, really? We were about to
yeah,
stand up when they showed that. Like, ah!
everyone went wild.
But it doesn't really tell us anything. It's just saying that we're working on it. We just have nothing to show for a
Yeah,
year.
it's like I am really hoping that this festival they'd say something about it.
Oh gosh, I hope so too. It's been so long. I mean, unfortunately, like the fandom's is in a bit of a rut ever since like there's Christoria and people are interested, but the stigma, it's still a mobile game. It's not really a console game, so people are a bit
Yeah, like everything is still mostly mobile games right now, and those are kind of successful right now. But yeah, it's not a console game, so I understand why people are feeling kind of antsy
yeah.
and
and
stuff.
and by now I think the Vesperia definitive edition hype has already died down a bit.
Yeah, just in time for Tales Fest.
Oh
So
yeah.
yay! And E3,
And
more
E3.
interestingly. It's interesting this year because there seems to be an overlap between Tales Fest and E3.
Yeah, so E3 is June, if I'm right, June 12th to 14th, and Tales Fest is, when is that? Tales Fest is on the 15th and 16th, so it's they're like
Yes.
almost at the exact right after each other.
Okay, so technically not really an
Overlap.
overlap, so but almost an overlap.
Yeah, if you count the Friday merchandise day, it's still an overlap.
Yeah, I guess technically, even though there's really no announcements on that day.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So, okay, moving on. So, to our major news speculations. So, Abby, do you have any speculations about like major news announcements or something along those lines?
I'm really, really, really hoping they tell us just like even a teensy bit about the mothership title. Just a teensy bit. Like, I mean, it kind of worries me because if I'm right, there's no like live stream announcement for this year. But if I remember right, before they would have an available live stream for the public for the part where there will be announcements. But this year there's nothing, so I'm kind of worried about that. But I mean, they teased it last year, so I'm hoping they at least give us a little bit of info this year.
I think last year they didn't also do that,
Oh, they
so
didn't. Oh,
I don't remember. Like they had like the live viewing in theaters, like if you can't go to Yokohama Arena,
yeah,
but
yeah,
that's for like if you're in Japan. But yeah, I remembered like several festivals ago there was a Nico live stream.
yeah, yeah.
Like I remember that.
I paid for that. I think they had like a better connection for Nico Premium members or something. So I started getting a Nico Premium
Ah
for that.
yeah, yeah, that's true. I remember that because if you're not a Nico member, you'll keep getting disconnected if you
Yeah,
every few seconds.
you kept getting bumped away from the queue.
Yeah, but okay, that's a little of a tangent, but yeah. So uh, Yeah, I also agree that I'm hoping for some news on the new mothership title because it's been a year of silence, like radio silence in that front. And I think this year, if there are no announcements on that front, I'm not sure how the fan base will feel about it. Like, I guess it's an understatement if that people would, protest or riot about no mothership title news.
They'd be really disappointed.
Yeah, I think it would be an understatement, I guess, to say that they'd be disappointed because everyone's been waiting for, I don't know, Berseria came out 2016, was it?
In Japan?
Berseria? Yeah, yeah,
I think so. Oh my.
okay. Yeah, it came out in Japan in 2016,
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
it's now 3 years since the last mothership title, so it's
I'm
like
just
about
hoping.
time.
Yeah, I'm just hoping
Yeah,
like this 3 years. I mean, it's been 3 years of dead silence. I hope they use this 3 years to actually develop something really, really good. I mean,
yeah,
Berseria was good, but I've been seeing a lot of comments on AC saying that Berseria could have a little more work in the graphics department in terms of as comparing it to the other RPGs that are out right now. They're really expecting like a little bit of an upgrade from Tales.
yeah. It's Tales has its own style, and it's been evolving the past years, but I guess it's not as like quick or as eye-poppingly gorgeous as like sometimes other titles. But yeah,
So besides from the Mothership title, what else are you expecting?
yeah. I'm actually excited about the Christoria news they're like teasing about because the last thing we heard from that front is that the next Tales of Christoria embargo will be during Fest. So I'm excited to learn more about the game and hopefully because it's a really interesting concept for a mobile game. It's kind of surprising to learn that it's a mobile. I mean, there's really sticking it on mobile, but besides that, the fact that it's like going to be going to have a global release too at this juncture, it's very exciting because um I'm really hoping that it's going to be released. It's gonna have a global release, so it's like not only in Japan, but I mean also like overseas. It will be released at the same time.
Like a simultaneous release.
Yeah, yeah,
I've actually seen. I'm actually a lot into a lot of mobile games, but I've actually seen them release simultaneously, especially those games made in Korea. A lot of them are practically released at the same time with events happening at the same time, both for the English and the Asian and the Western servers. So I'm hoping they'll be able to manage it like that. It's gonna be a bummer again, like with what happened with Tales of the Rays, that it didn't really
yeah,
start off well.
yeah. I'm like hoping they learn from that experience, so they'll be able to deliver a better and more satisfying experience with Christoria.
I'm really more interested in how like the characters are gonna be. I mean, the Tales characters are gonna be implemented. So I'm still very confused about that part of the game.
Yeah, because it's like they were saying there's like a main plot with just like they call this
The Questoria characters.
the Christoria characters, and then there's like events or something for the Tales characters they're putting in. So I guess it would be interesting to see how much those things diverge or converge. So
And they said like if you have them, if you like focus on just the characters, you can actually still get a full experience with just the main scenario. So why are the Tales characters even there?
I guess they're the come on, but I've also heard like some like complaints and protests about that. Like
Really?
people were hoping that Christoria would just focus on main, the original cast,
Really?
because I just like saw some complaints on Twitter from both English and Japanese side. Like people are kind of have mixed feelings about the inclusion of other Tales characters.
I don't care. I want my Leon in the
Yeah, I mean the graphics look really good, so it would be interesting to see their take on the Tales characters.
So like if we're going back to the speculation, so for for now we're expecting like hopefully news on the mothership title and the story news which is, announced.
Yeah. So
If we're talking about like what are you expecting in terms of like characters for what is this? The main mothership title.
well, I'm hoping they like continue with like having a female protagonist,
Ah.
because Velvet was really great. So I mean they did a really good job on her. So I'd like to see Tales produce more female protagonists and stuff.
Hmm.
How about you, Abby?
I'm actually I mean I like Velvet a lot. I really like Velvet a lot. But how do I say this? Like since Berseria or maybe since a little bit of Zestiria, I kind of felt like Tails was trying too hard to be quote unquote different in terms of finding something, they could drastically change to attract more attention, like, female pro tag. And then with Christoria, everyone seems to be a bad guy. Same with Berseria, actually, everyone also seems to be a bad guy. Well,
Yeah.
almost. So I was actually hoping for, I mean, I'm fine with the female protagonist, but I want them to go back to, how the earlier tales were like country bumpkin, um, call of, receives a call of destiny, now has to go travel the world with his friends, save the world, yada.
So
Actually,
like classic
classic.
JRPG.
Of course,
That
people
would be
are gonna hate that.
interesting to see. Yeah. I mean, it's a classic. I mean, it would be interesting to see how they do it in this time and age if they do go that route. Because,
It's gonna receive a lot of backlash, but I miss it.
well, I guess that would be interesting to see if they do try that. In line with that, like, what kind of battle system would you like to see if they do try that route?
This for the mothership.
Yeah.
Uh, I actually think the battle system for Berseria was already pretty solid. Like I haven't heard any complaints about it at least. Although I mean they tried it for Zestiria, the whole seamless transition for between field and battles thing. I actually want to see them, perfect it a bit.
Yeah, that would be really interesting to see. I agree, because it's like they already tried, so they just need to, yeah, work on it, as you said.
Fix it a lot.
Yeah, less bugs, less staring at walls instead, sort of deal. That was my main issue with Zysterias.
Sometimes I was just playing it and then we were just button mashing, hoping I'm hitting something. I can't
Yeah,
see
because
anything.
you can't see your character because they're behind a wall or a corridor and stuff just. So, narrative wise, do you have any hopes or
What do you mean by narrative wise? Like how the story will be told or something?
something like that, or like what kind of? Well, although you already mentioned it, like you wanted
Yeah,
I
yeah.
wanted the story to go more classic. So on my end, I just want to see more um family style stuff
Oh,
because Tales really does good on friendships and like found family tropes. So
yeah, actually.
I wouldn't mind seeing more of that in whatever they choose to do.
Yeah. I
Like,
mean, I really like what they did with in terms of Celia Ledger and oh god, I forgot his brother's name. What is his brother's name?
Julius.
Thank you. For some reason, I
Yeah.
had Victor in my mind. That's not. Anyway, and what was that? I can't remember. But yeah, they actually do a really good job in terms of siblings and all that. For Berseria, I kind of actually liked the relationship between Teresa and Oscar, although it was really short lived.
Yeah, I wish they did um did them a little more justice because
Yeah.
it was such a tragedy how everything was kind
Spoiler.
of yeah, spoiler.
Spoiler.
Yeah, that's sort of the
We're
okay,
stopping there.
but yeah, we're stopping there. It's just I wanted to see more of them
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
But what we did see, I liked.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you. With
Tales the Tales really does justice for siblings, I think.
and like Velvet's core issues too. I really like how they delved into that.
Yeah.
Do you have any other wishes for
For the
like a
festival,
mothership title?
I
For a
actually
mothership
want a
title?
port. I know how impossible
Oh,
it is right now, but I want a port.
that would be
Specifically, like I would love to see the older ones get like not really a port. I'm sorry. Like what is this?
remaster.
Remaster. There, remaster or reimagination, whatever they call it, because they like to change it. Especially after
Yeah,
seeing this collaboration between sorry, wrong game. Between Star Ocean and Tales of the Rays.
yeah,
And the 3D models they had for the Fantasia characters, they are beautiful.
yeah. It's so gorgeous. It's like wow. If they were made Fantasia and those graphics, it would be
It
gorgeous,
is beautiful. It's so beautiful.
amazing.
Although if we're gonna get the remaster reimagination treatment, I'd like to see it for Eternia. Although mainly for personal reasons because Eternia is my first Tales game
I
and
see.
actually one of my biggest favorites. So I'd love to see it in a more 3D form.
Predictably, I would really love to see an Abyss port.
Oh, same,
I
same.
mean, well, not really port, but like a remaster, because
And Star Ocean graphics.
yeah. I guess that would be really pretty. Actually, Vesperia graphics would also be very nice because, like, among the Tales graphics we have, um, I like how timeless Vesperia's graphics are. It's like it's been 10 years. They didn't really do much touching up in the remaster, but
Uh huh.
the game still looks really gorgeous.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They feel a bit chibi-ish to me, but they still look good. Like the graphics in terms of the scenery, the cities, the dungeons, they look really, really good.
Yeah, like I like how it kind of withstood the test of time. Like
Hmm.
it would be interesting to see to see if they make remakes in that um kind of direction. Although given what we've seen of the games recently, it's probably gonna be closer to like Zestiria and Berseria graphics, I guess.
I do want them to improve on those, though. I think I mentioned that.
Yeah.
Like at least they're not like a Atelier that's like practically vomiting out games every few months with the exact same graphics. I think.
Oh,
I mean,
oh,
from what I
oh.
see, like
I only picked up one of those games, but I so I'm not sure how the other games look.
I'm a big Atelier fan, but yeah, like they really spew it out like every few months. with the exact same graphics, just a different character, different
Just a
story.
different main character.
Yeah. Like, I mean, it's okay. I mean, they do introduce a few gameplay mechanic changes, but yeah. Okay, I'm off tangent there. Okay.
Probably gets tiring after a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, at least it's not um at least they're very active on that front, so
Yeah.
that's nice of them.
If terms in terms of ports, maybe aside from Eternia, I would also like to see a Legendia port.
Same.
Yeah,
I
Legend.
agree so much. Like the Genja really needs a port and well, a remake if they can do that
Yeah, yeah, a remake.
cuz I still remember the battle system. I was so I think I've told my horror stories sometime
Yeah.
a long time ago, but yeah, it's like if they improve on that front, I think more people would hopefully play
Yeah.
the game and love it
Yeah,
because the
yeah.
cast is so good and I really love like the party dynamic so much and the plot.
Yes. And actually in terms of like the graphics, I really actually like Legendias in terms of the scenery and the cities because they were all very vibrant and colorful. Same with the characters. So I'd love to see that in 3D.
Same. It would be interesting to see.
And also the side, like the character quests, if they could make it more integrated into the story. I think that'd be great.
Yes, and voice them.
And voice them.
Yes. Please.
Please.
Okay, so besides that, have you been checking on or playing any of the Tales mobile games?
And not actually.
Oh,
Well, ever since the Race English version died, I actually had to, uh, quit Race altogether. Although I did have the Japanese version for a bit, but then it was getting way too heavy for my phone.
same. I had to like uninstall it from my phone and put it on an iPad instead because my phone can't handle Race very well.
Yeah. Also,
It's
it
not.
works nice on an iPad. I think that is
Yes,
actually better.
yes. It's really good on an iPad, and it kind of feels like you're playing a Tales port or whatever.
Oh, I did not consider this. Hmm.
You should try it.
I think I will. But how big is the game right now? I think it's like, if you include all the patch downloads, it's like gigs and gigs.
Yes, I haven't checked how big it is, but maybe 2 or more gigabytes probably.
Ah. Hmm.
So, do you have any speculations for the mobile games? Anyway,
Oh, that's hopefully not introduce another mobile game. I mean, a new one.
I mean, they're still working on hyping Christoria, so
Yeah, I hope. I
at
seriously
least,
hope they just
at
focus
least
on that.
that's very unlikely.
Yeah. But going back to Christoria though, like in terms of the six, right? Six characters we've seen before. Like, which one are you most interested in?
Um, Actually, I'm gonna be predictable again and say it's Luke, the Abyss character, because
What? What? No, no, not like the six original, not the,
oh wait, I thought
the six
okay,
original.
I misunderstood that, but Luke is
No,
a Chris. No, Luke is a Christoria character. Not just nah.
technically,
Technically
yes,
yes, but anyway,
but yeah.
all right. Among those six, probably it's really no. That's a difficult question, but probably Yuna. Yuna seems really
Yeah.
she seems to be the most flavorful among them, and it. I guess she's one of the characters there whose design I like the most, so that's part of it. So
I'm gonna be predictable here too and say Aegis because ha ha
I
ha ha ha
I
ha.
have a guess why, but anyway, go on.
I have you have two guesses why I think.
The voice actor.
Thank you, and the other one because he kind of looks like Miklev, sorta.
Okay, I'm not surprised. But yes, go on.
But I don't think we're expecting voice acting for this, right? I mean, if they're thinking of releasing it this year and then it's gonna be like a regularly updated thing.
Hmm. I think it depends on how they do the main scenario, because if the main scenario is just those focusing on those six characters, I think they might be able to voice act fully voice act the main scenario if
Yeah.
they put their minds and budget into it.
I mean, oh, I'm sorry. I think I termed it wrong. Not just voice acting. Like I'm talking about English dub voice acting for the
Oh,
localized one.
all
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
English dub, but yeah, I don't think they're gonna do that because
Oh.
like the trend I see with the mobile games that get a global release,
Hmm.
they tend to just keep the Japanese voices.
I'm playing this one that actually has English voice acting and
Really?
Japanese and
Really?
Korean. I think, but the voices are only like for attack, like their taglines for their attacks when they get hurt, etc. And then
I
one special message. But that like the main scenario and whatever side quest is not voiced.
I see. I see. Yeah, I guess that would be less expensive too,
Yeah.
so they can probably get away with.
I just hope I'm I doubt this, but this is a mobile game, so I'm not sure how the gacha system will be working at all and if it's gonna affect how you enjoy the game.
Me too, because it's really weird. I mean, there's no details on that front, so you can just keep on guessing, and we'll never know until festival, I guess. Hopefully, and yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Also, like how the Tales characters are what they call this, how they are in relation to the original characters. So,
Yeah.
like, are they ever gonna reference like the side events, or it's like a totally different story? So yeah, and hmm, but it seems like the characters are actually part of like the world, so hopefully their presence wouldn't be super like intrusive, I guess, because one issue that race kind of has right now is
Really?
um there's some chapters where they were supposed to like focus on the original characters, but
Mm-hmm.
since the race right now has like over 100 characters now, and
Yes.
what they call and what they call this, and that doesn't include the non-playable characters as of the moment. So,
Mm-hmm.
and I just noticed like the main scenario, like in certain chapters, they tend to focus more on the already established Tales characters over the original characters. So, um, I'm hoping that like Christoria, since they said that the main scenario just focuses on the original characters, it wouldn't have the same problem as Race. Although the nice thing about Race at least is like the later chapters, the the original characters tend to be a little more significant. So I guess maybe they just rely on like Jade or whatever science explainy character they have to do the info dumping, and once that it's established, the plot slowly revolves more around the original characters again, I guess.
Yeah. Speaking of Christoria though, I'm really confused with the whole was that the whole movie they made? I mean trailer that showed
Ah,
us
yeah.
how is that even going to affect this scenario. I mean, they announced that animation will be by Wit Studio. So what's this other concept movie about?
Yeah, I'm not really sure where they were, how they're gonna follow up with that. Like, will the cutscenes be in that? I will the cutscenes be in that style or something, or they just did that style
For
purposely for
promotion?
the promotions?
That's kind of a waste though, but I mean, it looked cool,
Yes,
but like, what is it for?
I guess to establish the mood, but yeah, I'm not sure where they're gonna go with that. It was a really cool style though.
Yeah. And so aside from Krusty and a mothership title, what else are you expecting to be announced?
Well, I'm mostly like looking forward to any news on like Tales of Orchestra, if
Oh,
if the because they usually announce Tales of Orchestra during
the festival, yeah.
festivals, and they have like really nice original art for that. And at the same time,
Mm,
I do hope that if they do announce a new orchestra, they would like make it a little more similar to the first, because
why?
um
What's
the
different?
the last few orchestras like um tended to focus on very specific games. Although the last one tried to be more inclusive, but it half of the concert was Vesperia, so
Uh,
for its anniversary, so and all the other games just like got one track each, so it was quite an experience. And then the year before that, it was I
it's
think,
hysteria.
yeah, just a Hysteria only concert, and then the year before that it was a Hysteria and Berseria concert,
Oh,
and then before that it was the first orchestra concert, so which was like literally like one track per game, so at least they covered more stuff that way, so
yeah.
I hope they do something more like that, or if they do decide to focus on specific games, maybe give them all equal attention, because like last year when they featured Hearts and Symphonia, the two symphonias
Hmm.
in the in the art and merchandise and well promotions and stuff, but at the end of the day they just like got one song each, so
That sucks.
that, yeah, I guess that kind of sucks for the people that went there for not Vesperia.
Yeah. I'd like to see maybe what's this? Although I mean, like for Tales of Orchestra, it's pretty much an annual thing now, so there's no problem with that. But I wonder if they're ever going to have another similar to the Tales of Vesperia party that they held for the fans.
Yeah, that would be also really interesting to see for like especially those with an
Anniversary coming up.
anniversary, yeah, like Rebirth, and I just don't know how viable it is and expense for them, but it would be so nice to see, because as a person who isn't really super into Vesperia, like I really enjoyed the Vesperia 10th anniversary party event.
Oh, you attended?
Yes, I attended it
Cool.
because like the voice actor Fury, Toryumi Kosuke, he's
Yeah.
very good at, like not really, I wouldn't say, well, figuratively throwing a party, like entertaining the audience. So that was part of my motivation and to go. And well, I was also curious because Miyano was they finally got Miyano to participate in
I
another
know.
Tales event. So,
I
so yeah,
know.
that's another motivation for me to go. So but yeah, it was so interesting to see them all on stage because they were like really interacting like a long lost family in some
Uh,
sense of the word. And even Miyano said it like it felt like coming home. I think I vaguely remember him saying like that
because you
when
don't go to events.
yeah, because he doesn't really go to Tails events. I mean, as of late. But yeah, so it was a very nice and homey event. So if they continue to do something like that for other Tales games, I think it would be nice. It'd be a very big treat for the fans. But it's amazing that they managed to gather all voice actors back
I know.
in the same
That was a
room.
1 day thing, right? It's not an
Yeah.
overnight party thing like Tales of Tour or something.
No, it's just one. It's just like several hours program. So
And it was by a lottery again, right?
yeah, yes, it was really hard to get a ticket for that. It's like the first time I saw Tails tickets getting really scalped very hard. It's like if you got from secondhand sources, it could go as much as like 30,000 yen
30 for what seat?
for just a seat, like just a seat period.
Oh, wow.
Because like all the tickets were just like around 9,000 yen, something like that. But because they chose a pretty small venue for that, like they weren't able to accommodate all the fans that
Yeah.
want to watch it live. At least they made the DVD for it though, so even
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you weren't able to go, you can still watch it like and
I'm
relive
curious
it.
though. Like, I think you regularly attend Tales Fest, right?
Yeah.
Like, cause I only attended last year. That was my actually my first Tales Fest. But did you ever try the what's this? The ticket with the accommodation with the hotel plan
Nope,
and
I
the
just
and the
know of
party?
people that have tried it, but personally no, because the first fest I attended, I lived in Yokohama, so it was easy for me to get to the venue.
Uh,
And right now I'm in Tokyo, so it's also it takes longer for me to get there, but I still can get there without having to book a hotel, which is kind of
expensive. Yeah.
expensive and like an unnecessary expense. I'd rather spend it on merch. So that's why I don't try for the hotel plan. But if you do try for it, like I think it's very convenient if you like really need the hotel anyway, because it's cheaper that way, and then you also get to attend the
The
special
party.
lunch for
Oh, that was lunch, not dinner.
uh, no, it's lunch, and
It's
then
lunch. And
and
then
then
go to the event.
no, it's just
Oh.
for Friday.
Ah, it's
Like
Friday.
when you check in the hotel, I think you there's like a lunch event with seiyus and stuff.
Oh,
So
cool.
they have a small program and stuff, and special drinks and coasters, something like that.
The usual event stuff.
Yeah, but I think it's worth it if you're going to Tales Fest because like pricing wise, I mean it it seems to be cheaper and more convenient.
Mm. But again, lottery, right?
Um actually the past years it's always been first come first serve.
Oh, cool.
It's only this year that it became lottery.
Er,
Yeah. Because I remember that day cuz their system kind of underwent a malfunction, so
I remember that. I
they
remember that.
yeah, so because of that malfunction they had to switch to a lottery type deal. So yeah, it's like I think it was a pretty nasty surprise for a lot of people cuz it's always been first come first served, and
Mm.
people actually I know some people in my timeline that actually take a day off just so
Just
they
to
can
get.
just to get yeah, so they can immediately get a seat, a reservation through the hotel website. So I
Mm.
mean the Tales Fest website. So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I kind of feel sorry for them, but I guess stuff happened.
Yeah. Yikes.
I don't know if this is gonna be like a new trend for the hotel plan, or they're gonna switch back to first come first serve next year. I guess depends if a lot of people complained or not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So in terms of like other things we're expecting, because usually they after they announce whatever news they have, they announce the other things that we're expecting, like goods, merchandise. Like what
Oh
type of
yeah.
goods are you expecting?
Actually, one thing I've been hoping to see is like a new figure, like
Oh, yeah, yeah.
a new kotobukiya or altar, especially
Alter.
altar figures. But uh, and since they seem to be winding down with Dysteria and Berseria, it would be
Mm-hmm.
interesting to see which series they try to make another figure of. I'm just really hoping that they make a Jade figure, but whatever. That's I'm just hoping that they would, because well, Jade has been kind of climbing up the popularity ladder, and among the popular kids on that poll they have, it's like he's the only one with no figure as far as I know. So well, I'm hoping, but I don't know if they'll actually do it. Yeah, I'm just like hoping they make a Jade figure, because like in the recent polls they've been having, like at least the Biba quick polls that
Ah,
I
yeah.
reported on some time back, he's like the only one in the top 10 like so far that doesn't really have a figure. So
Ah.
it would be interesting to see if they kind of decide to capitalize on Jade's popularity, because recently they've been doing that, because before they didn't really do much Jade merchandise. So
Mm-hmm. Who else is in the
but
top 10?
in the latest one, yeah, the usual suspects, like there's Yuri and
Mm-hmm.
Leon, Asbel, Velvet, Luke, Luger, Judas, Raven, and Guy. Like,
Judas is
but
still there?
yeah, both Leon and Judas are in the poll, so it's like amazing. And then Bicleo and Saray, whatever. How did they pronounce his name in English?
Sorry.
Saray? Okay.
Yeah.
Um, they were both disqualified because they won the last two polls. So, so yeah,
Yeah, their
that
fan base gets rabid at times.
yeah, it's really amazing, because it's like the first poll, so Miklea won, no surprise.
Uh-huh.
He actually beat Yuri. The second, but Saray was just seventh place in that first poll.
Oh.
Second poll, Saray won because Miklea was disqualified, and I guess everyone who voted for
Sorry.
Miklea voted for Saray.
I think they kind of did that for, but I think it didn't really work. Like, remember the time when Yuri and Leon were disqualified
Yeah,
from the official character poll? And I think a
yeah.
lot of fans actually tried to upvote Judas, but he didn't really place that. Wait, didn't he place that high?
He
I think he
placed
was still.
high.
I think he was still in the top five,
Yeah,
right?
I think he just didn't place first or second, but he
Yeah,
was suddenly in the top 10.
like they pushed him up.
Yeah. So basically the same thing happened to, Saray. And then Jade beat Yuri. And then, yeah, the third ball, Jade won. So it's kind of a first for the guy, because he doesn't. I think. I think he was in the top three once, but
Yeah,
after
yeah,
that, he was just like the top 10, then top 20 sort of deal.
yeah.
So so
But
yeah, it's. I guess they. the whoever's holding the poll got sick of seeing the same 10 people on the poll, so they decided to make the next poll girls only.
Or but that's a bad idea because like I think a big percentage of the fans are girls.
No, I mean like what they
Oh,
call
like the
this?
girls. Sorry,
Like
girl characters only.
yeah, girl characters
Oh,
only.
okay.
So it would be interesting to see the results, but it won't come out until July, so
After the fest. All right, going back to the festival merchandise. What else?
how about you? Or do you is there something you're expecting in terms
At
of
this point, after all the festivals, yeah, Hello Kitty.
oh yes, that would
Whatever
be
Hello Kitty collab they're thinking of right now, it's gonna be there.
yeah, that would be so cute and I hope they continue that line. It's really cute. But one thing I'm hoping they won't do is make us come to Sanrio Puro Land again. I oh gosh, I went there last year at the heat of at, at the peak of summer. It was well, technically it's air conditioned inside. It's but basically everyone else is on vacation during that time. So there's a lot of, children and families
Uh-huh.
um having the time of their lives queuing like 1 or 2 hours just to get on a ride.
Queuing.
Yes, basically Sanrio Puro Land is like Disneyland except it's indoors and just Sanrio, something like that.
Mm.
So
Did you
yeah,
go there for the Hello Kitty or did you go there for the tails?
for the tails.
The things we do. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
the things we do for tails.
What other so for Hello Kitty aside, what other collabs are you expecting or hoping for? I guess.
Collabs I'm hoping for hmm right now I can't really think of anything else that they usually collab with, but and they already gave me my dream collab, which was the Valkyrie profile collab. So in terms of like
Oh,
personal
for race.
wishes,
This
yeah,
is for
personal
race, right?
wishes, yeah, personal wishes. I don't really have anything more.
Like I want to see an Atelier collab, but like that's far off. Or I mean, I don't know. They
Then
feel like
again, I guess a Star Ocean and Tails collab was also well,
yeah,
kind of
that was out of the blue. So
out of the blue. So
I guess there's still a
maybe,
chance. And
yeah.
Atelier has like a mobile game anyway, though it's Japan only.
Also, like since if we're talking about far shots, Final Fantasy and Tails collab would be very interesting to see.
Oh my gosh.
But I kind of it's just a pipe dream on my end.
Yeah.
Although if they do one, I am we're probably gonna get Noctis in some sort of Tails attire because it's always Noctis nowadays.
Or lightning. But mostly Noctis, yeah. Else. So who do you think will be the special guest? I haven't really talked about
Oh
that yet.
well, I am still thinking it's Kanata
His voice actor. Because Prestoria. Yeah.
yeah, Christoria news, and at the same time, I think it would be interesting to see his voice actor fanboy over the other Tails voice actors because he's such a big Tails fanboy. It's so interesting to see him like shout out other characters' attacks. Like I think he did that with. I might be wrong though, but I remember he did that for a Tails character. I think it's Rita, like in one of the Christoria live streams. He really loves Tails so much.
Yeah.
Basically, I just want to see him there to like, because it's interesting to see him fanboy over me.
Last year I was really hoping for like since it was a bit it was a bit right, Vesperia centric. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I hope they have more Miano as a special guest. But yeah, Pipe Dream too.
Yeah. I mean, if they brought in Miano, they would probably, advertise it rather
Yeah,
than keep him as a side as a surprise guest.
that bring in more people actually. I think.
Yeah. Yes, because he has like just the fangirls, like who don't really care about Tails, but really like Miano and go to all his events.
Yeah.
Tails Fest would drag in Miano fans if they actually managed to get him.
Yeah.
Oh, although in terms of like unexpected special guests, like a few years back, it was one of them was Leon's
Mm-hmm.
voice actor, so Midorikawa, and
Mm-hmm.
I was really surprised that he was a special guest because I think he was also like I have a feeling that he'll draw in crowds, but
Is he hard to get? Like,
I'm not sure actually. I just know Miyano is, but for Midorikawa, I'm not too sure.
mm,
I just know he has very dedicated fans too, because I remember like a few seats away from me, a Leon fan was like crying when Midorikawa came out as a
yeah.
surprise guest. So it's like,
Oh gosh.
thank you. Yeah, it was. I mean, Tails Fest is that kind of experience. So
Yeah, my first time last year was it was really really great, and you can really feel the emotions from the fans, especially the first part where when they're playing all the openings and people are just
yes,
like yelling character names. Like why? But eventually you're gonna start yelling.
yeah, the atmosphere is so contagious, and it's just really amazing, to see all these fans gathered in one place. And
Yeah, it was amazing because what I did last year actually was I didn't get the hotel plan, but I as soon as the dates for Tails Fest were announced, I already booked the hotel, so that would be cheaper. And yeah, the rooms tend to run out at Daiwa Roynet, and it was really fun to see. During check-in, all of the people have Tails bags,
wow,
those clear bag things. And then everywhere
yeah,
you walk around Yokohama, the Shin Yokohama area, everyone is carrying something tailsy.
yeah. So it's like everyone's suddenly a Tails fan.
Yeah, it was amazing. Like the whole town converted to a tail city.
Like back when I lived in Yokohama, so I would go on Friday after work and stuff,
Hmm.
and like I would just like see all the tail stuff around the station and going towards Yokohama Arena, and it just feels kind of surreal. It's like this is a normal city, but just for these 3 days, it's like tails fever. So
Yeah, they also have like promos for the restaurants near the station, right? Although
yes,
I didn't really get any, but I saw all the promotions for that.
like if you like dine in and you show your Tails Fest ticket, they give
Mm.
you a postcard.
Oh, okay.
It's that kind of promo.
Oh,
But I think since you went as press, there's
yeah.
no ticket, so it's really interesting because I remember that one time. So me and a bunch of people went to a restaurant because we saw they were still giving out the postcards if you eat there.
Hmm.
But it was like the last day of festival, so I guess they had like a surplus of postcards, so they just like gave us a lot when we when we left. Because usually it's just like one per person,
Hmm.
but yeah, it's kind of amusing to see this
Oh.
happen.
I mean, the it still works. Like even if your ticket is used.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
as long they don't really care as long as the Tailfest ticket for that year.
Cool. I think I'm gonna do that. Like after last day of fest, I'm just gonna go around the restaurants, get a drink, and get all the postcards.
Good idea. Or you can do it on the yeah, you can
Nah,
do it on the any of the days. Or
I
like
I
there's
spend most of the days like queuing for merch.
true. Oh, like the usual Tales Fest ritual of
Really long lines. Yeah.
Okay.
Although, like, what's this? I don't think I'll be back to Tales Fest, like, personally until maybe after my hospital training. So that's either in 2021, I think. The earliest I can go back is 2021.
Oh, that's so far.
I know. But at least I won't have, like, obligations here. I think. I hope.
Hopefully, yeah, because Tales Fest is a time to unwind
I know.
and have fun.
Yeah, it's expensive though, but hey.
The things we do for the friend,
Yeah.
right? I guess. All right. Maybe that's a good place to close things.
Yeah.
And do you have anything you want to plug?
For me, oh. Uh, okay, so again, for all the visitors of AC, thank you very much for still, practically visiting us, even if there's not much Tales news going on. But hey, I'd just like to plug also that we changed for those who would like to support AC, we do have a Patreon at what is it? I forgot our Patreon. Uh, there
I
we go.
guess we'll
At
just add.
patreon.com/Abyssal Chronicles. Uh, and we actually did change up the tiers a bit. Um, other tiers are actually based on the what do we call this hierarchy in the
Yeah.
Abbey in Tales of Berseria. So um, we changed them up a bit. So do check it out, especially those who will be ranking console writers and up. You can actually submit your own opinion pieces or even game reviews or whatever, as long as they're in in good intentions, so that we may publish them on the website. And aside from that, I guess it's pretty obvious by now, but AC will also still be attending Tales of Festival 2019 as part of the press. This is in collaboration with Bandai Namco Europe. So big thanks to them and Mano, the new community manager for Tales there. So she told me recently that she's was that will be handling a different what's this different game, I think, by now. So
Oh.
we'll be working with another what's that? We'll be working with another community manager, but still um that's pretty much it. So we'll be covering all Tales news. Slip and Momo will be going for this year, and we'll be covering all the Tales news, hopefully live if we're not
Yeah.
so toxic in work,
Whenever the embargo
whatever
is
the
lifted.
embargo is. So I think I'm allowed to say this, but there's usually a set times that we can post embargo, so we'll be following that, and we'll only know what time we can actually post it until on the day of the festival itself. And that's all from my end.
On my end, I'm just at my usual haunts on, although I've been using my Twitter a little more often. So I guess that's one thing. So you can follow me there at DimensionSlip. So if you want, I'll, yeah, that's and yeah, I think for Tales Fest I might hold some sales of my leftover items. So
Oh, cool. I'm gonna check. I'm
so
gonna check.
stay tuned. So stay tuned for that. All
Yeah.
right.
All
And
right.
that's all she wrote. Thank you for tuning in to AC Radio and take care. Bye
Thanks,
bye.
guys. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.